Programs 1 and 2 below are each intended to calculate the sum of the integers from 1 to n. Assume that n is a positive integer. Which of the following best describes the behavior of the two programs? So we have these two programs and they're intended to calculate the sum of the integers from 1 to n, where n is some number. So in this case, if n was equal to 3, then these programs would calculate 1 plus 2 plus 3, which equals 6. Okay, so let's go through each program. So program 1, we first assign a value of 1 to I. Then in our result, we assign value 0. So these are just two variables. Then here we have this loop where we're repeating n times, which is the number, the integer we're going to go up to. So inside the loop, every time we loop for each value of n, we set the result equal to the result plus I, which just means we're going to add I to the result. And then we're going to set I equal to I plus 1. So this is just adding 1 to I. So we're adding I to result and adding 1 to I. And then we exit the loop and display result after this says repeated n times. So what this is going to do is that I is going to start at 1, which is what we want to start at, and end at n. So I is going to go through all of the values, say n equaled 5 in this case. So then I is going to start at 1, and we're going to add that to result. So result will be 1, and then it's going to get incremented up by 1. So then I will become 2, and result will then add the value of I. So that means result will then become 3. So this will be the new result. And this is going to keep going on and on. We're going to keep adding the value of I, which is just going to be the numbers between 1 and n. And then it's going to, so once we sum all those together, we'll have that stored in the value of result and then display that. So in the end, program 1 just starts from 1 and adds up all the numbers. So in the case of n equals 5, it's just going to do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 from 1 all the way till n in ascending order, add them together. So 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14, and then plus 1 is 15. So then it'll display 15 as the result. So this seems to work as intended. It's going to sum up all the numbers from 1 to n. Program 2 says we're going to assign n to the value, to the variable I. So n is the number that we're going to go up to from 1, and result is going to start at 0. Then we have this loop again, where we're going to repeat n times, which is the number that we're going up to, which is also equal to the number of numbers from 1 to n. So like when n equals 5, that means there are 5 numbers between 1 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's 5 numbers. So we're going to do this, repeat this n times. And for every repetition, we're going to set result equal to result plus I, which is just adding I to the value of result. And we know that in the beginning, I starts at n. So what it's going to do is start, if n equals 5, it's going to start at 5. So it's going to increment result by 5. And then it's going to subtract 1 from I. So that means that the next time we do this loop, the I that we're adding to result is going to be 1 less than it was before. So that means next time it'll be 4 when we're adding to result if n equaled 5. And then it's going to do that over and over again, n times. So 5 plus 4 It's 3 plus 2 plus 1, and this will end up being the value of result. And we know that 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, and 10 plus 5 is 15. So again, we get the same value, and the only difference between this program, the second one, and the first one is that the second one starts at n and counts down when subbing up all the numbers between 1 and n, and program 1 just starts at 1 and increments up by 1 every time this loop is repeated until we get to n and adds up all those numbers. So they're doing the same thing, just from different sides of it, either from 1, starting at 1, or starting at n. So that means that both programs display the correct sum. So C is the correct answer.